comfort to a nervous patient, following protocol. Mama. The word taunted me. Mama. It repeated itself over and over in my head as we ascended the 3 floors toward the maternity ward. Mama. I wasn't anyone's mama anymore. Chapter 2. Cassidy. Before. October 13th. Come on in, I said, opening the door a little wider for Rosie to scoot through. Like the obedient dog she was, she'd been waiting patiently in the hallway with one ear cocked in my direction until I gave her the okay to tag along. We're basically the same, I murmured as she patted in and made herself comfortable on the bath mat. I remembered how surprised I'd been at the similarities between human and dog estrus cycles. I'd never fully grasped my own fertility until I learned about animal cycles in vet school, despite the many anatomy and physiology classes I'd been forced to take along the way. Only recently had I realized how little women were educated about their own bodies. Rosie rested her soft muzzle on her paws and looked up at me with inquisitive eyes. I'd been talking to the dog more and more since she'd become my co-conspirator in Operation Make Baby Morgan. Well, not you, I laughed. No babies for you. Rosie cocked one ear toward the sound of my voice as if she were contemplating a response. Trying not to glance at the stick perched precariously on the corner of the sink, I replayed the facts and figures related to my rising and falling hormone levels, a soothing biological mantra that always calmed my impatient mind. It's just science, I reminded myself. Science was my jam. Science was my life. The stick loomed ominously in my periphery as the timer on my phone ticked off the minutes. 90 more seconds to go. To keep my restless hands occupied, I picked up the box and tried to focus on the small writing on the back. The instructions were simple enough, but the promise plastered on the front was far less clear. Results 5 days before your missed period. How could one know for sure the date of something that, by definition, would be missed? From my extensive, bordering on obsessive, research of the Trying to Conceive, TTC, blogs, I knew some women claimed to get their positive result as soon as 7 days early. On the flip side, there were women who didn't get their plus sign until a week after the fact. Some women had a consistent 28-day cycle and ovulated on day 12 like clockwork. If only I were so lucky. Instead, I varied from month to month. At the suggestion of a cyber friend, I'd started an herbal supplement and begun rubbing progesterone cream on my wrists every night, which helped to regulate things a bit. Since setting out on this TTC journey 8 months ago, I'd come to realize I knew much more about an animal's cycle than my own. This revelation had caused me to throw myself into learning everything there was to know about my body, as if I were back in vet school studying for finals. No detail was too trivial or gross for me. I needed to know it all. Rosie whimpered. She knew me better than my husband. I know, I muttered, resisting the urge to peek. 12 more seconds. I said I would wait longer this month. Rosie closed her eyes and looked away. Apparently she'd had enough of this, too. Female fertility was fundamentally a math equation, and I'd always succeeded at math. It had taken some trial and error with the ovulation strips, but I'd finally figured out I ovulated early in my cycle. All those months of doing the deed too late in my cycle made me cringe. So many wasted opportunities. The big O held new meaning when you were trying to conceive. I'd quickly recognized Owen didn't have the same gung-ho attitude for ovulation as for its sexy counterpart, so I'd learned to shut my mouth against all the baby-making banter and readjusted our calendar accordingly. Some new lingerie and red wine didn't hurt either. By my precise calculations, I could get a positive pregnancy test by